This is essentially what happened. If you can see from this angle, traffic was coming. Hey guys, Tony from Detroit Tesla here. Back again with another video. I've been meaning to make some different videos besides the self-driving, and this video kind of presented itself for a piece of content. So what you saw in the thumbnail and title is correct. I did receive a citation, my personal opinion, because of Tesla FSD. And I know that statement in itself is going to be very controversial. And as you guys watch this full video and come up with any comments or conversation points, feel free to comment down below in the, comments, and let's start a discussion of this. Tesla is close. I would say they're the closest to generalized level 3 autonomy, in my opinion. And these are things we're going to have to deal with in the next 5 to 10 years. Who gets the blame in these type of situations? But so you guys don't think I'm just preaching out of my butt, here is the citation and what I received. Violation of basic speed law and disobeying a traffic control, which was a stop sign. Obviously, I blocked out the ticket number, officer's information, and all that fun stuff there. But if you could see underneath, it said I ran a stop sign. Technically, FSD ran the stop sign, but the speeding is partially my fault. I don't know. So I'm going to explain to you guys what happened, and then I'm going to take you to the spot where the situation occurred, and then I'm going to go ahead and try to replicate it and hopefully not get another ticket, but just show you guys essentially what happened. Now, for those of you that want to scream, where's the Sentry Mode footage? In the heat of the moment, I forgot to record in those few hours after I received the ticket and the whole situation, because if you've ever been pulled over, everybody gets a little kind of flustered, right? So essentially, this is what happened. I was running Tesla FSD, and I was doing just in a drive, and not necessarily shooting any videos, doing a testing, just out on a drive on Woodward Avenue in Birmingham, Michigan, which is the Metro Detroit area, the iconic Woodward where the Dream Cruise happens. So I was right in Birmingham, and essentially what happened was it got into a left turn lane that was a unprotected left turnaround, not left turn, turnaround that had a stop sign. So as Tesla FSD was approaching the sign, went ahead and started to slow down, and I'm like, okay, this is going to slow down. Now, usually it has trouble with those type of situations and kind of flies through those stop signs, but they have gotten better where it slows down. However, I just wanted to see what the system was going to do. So the system went ahead and started to slow down, but then all of a sudden it started to pick up, and it was going to run right through the stop sign, just right through. And the situation became that I hit the brakes, right? I tapped the brakes down there and I hit it, and I'm like, bad. But then I realized it was so far out that traffic was coming from the right of me coming down that I looked and saw, hey, this traffic's coming really quick. I gotta back up. Then I looked behind me, and there was somebody there, and I couldn't back up. So I made the instant decision, because I know the capabilities of this car, 600 pound-feet of torque with 425 horsepower, long range with a performance boost, and I decided to book it. And obviously I made it, but with my luck, there was a Birmingham police officer that was coming down as one of the first people in the line of cars that was coming down from this way. And then he pulled me over. He was a very polite gentleman, very nice. He said, "Good evening, Birmingham police. Do you know why I pulled you over? And for anybody out there, this isn't legal advice, but pretty much your response should automatically always be, 'No, I don't, officer. Why did you pull me over?'" And so essentially what happened was he said, "You ran a stop sign. I turned on my laser to see how fast you're going, but couldn't get an exact speed, but you were disobeying the posted speed limit for sure." Which that was arguable in court, and I got out of that one. But essentially, I said, okay. And then he asked me the question, do you know how fast you were going? Which you always answer, no. How fast was I going? Right? Because he's asking you that question so you can admit to fault, and he can give you a ticket. Nothing against police officers. I love people that protect and serve. But that's just the rules of the game. That's why he's asking that question. So essentially, I explained to him what was going on, that I was a tester and that the software kind of messed up and I had to overtake it, blah, 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 all that. And he kind of laughed, and he told me that his cousin was actually a tester. And we had a nice little conversation, took my information, and unfortunately wrote me a citation that you guys saw earlier in this video. So he wrote me the citation. I took it to court, got a lawyer to represent me. We got it down with no points to one of them for the stop sign was not disobeying. It was double parking, which no points, just like a fine. And then the other charge was dismissed because even though he witnessed, when you have a lawyer representing you, he went ahead and got that charge dismissed. That's essentially what happened. right? That's essentially what happened, and that was the situation. And I'm going to take you to the spot in Birmingham now, if I can replicate this for you guys, and see if we can kind of replicate it. Obviously, if it tries to run the stop sign, I'm going to be more cautious and stop, even if I'm a little bit in the middle of the road, and try to adjust myself without booking it. Something that I want you guys to comment down below, is this technically still my fault? Even though when I agreed, I went into the autopilot here, and then I agreed to Tesla full self-driving. I hit the OK. I understand that I took responsibility, but when does the manufacturer become responsible? When the betas drop? When level 4, level 5 autonomy in a general sense, not the Waymo geo-fenced little, sandbox training wheels that they have, actual level 4, level 5 autonomy. Is that when the manufacturer takes responsibility, or the developers of the software? And I'm not hating on Tesla. I own several Tesla vehicles, and, I'm a huge Tesla fan, Elon Musk fan. But these are some things that we have to be conscious about, and new laws have to be written about, because is it still going to be our responsibility, or is it the manufacturers? What are your thoughts? Comment down below. And here is me trying to replicate that caused me to get a ticket. Okay, guys, so we are back in the area where I'm going to see if we can replicate the problem. The turn is just up here where I received the citation and where this situation happened. So I am going to show you guys what happened. The light's about to turn green here. Woodward's very busy today. It was a nice, beautiful day. Probably last one of the nicest days in Michigan. Cars already wanting to go left. That's good. And it's going to try to do the turnaround. So if you can already see from this angle, traffic comes down this way in Woodward. Sorry for this being dark. I want to get this out as quick as I can. This is what I did last time, because I haven't gotten an update since then. Haven't got .69.2 yet. The left turn is coming up right now. Yep. So it's going to do the right thing. It's going to get in the turn lane. It's going to take a second here. A little bit close there. So I did this, no turn signal, slowed down, and you can see the traffic's coming down, right? The traffic's coming down over there. It's fine. And this time around, it kind of stopped, so it did the right thing. Last time it did not. So essentially what happened is, you can already see the car creeping. So it went like this. It creeped up. It creeped out too far, and I stopped it essentially right here. And as the traffic, you can see from this angle, it comes down from over here. I was just about to go, but this car's coming. This is from my other camera. And then the traffic was coming. I hightailed it, went into this lane, punched it like this, and then that's what essentially got me the citation, because it messed up. So I am going to try doing that again to see if we can get it to replicate, because there was a lot of traffic and the car acted appropriately. I disengaged just so I could show you guys, but let's see if we can get the car to do it again. So this is the second try. We're going to see if the car replicates the situation that I'm presenting in this video. That first try that we had, there was too much traffic coming down. So that was not the same scenario that I described in the beginning of this video. So we're coming up to the spot here, and I might switch to my camera here. And we're having some hesitancy getting into the lane. Okay. Again, similar scenario. Traffic is coming from up there. So there is no, so you can see, but here, this is essentially what happened. If you can see from this angle, traffic was coming, and the car was like a little bit more out with this perfect scenario here, and then I hightailed it, and the cop was coming, and then he gave me a citation. So that's essentially right there what happened. As you can see, the FSD wanted to go in front of that car, that bike that was up there, and you guys saw that from both angles. That's what I wanted to happen. So essentially that's what happened, and I punched it a little bit more than I did just there. So essentially that's what happened, and that's how I received the citation. So again, thank you so much for watching the video. Please feel free to feel your comments, in the comment section. Don't feel free to hold back. be honest. Let's start a discussion about everything, about the situation, about the video, about who gets the responsibility. Is it technically Tesla's fault? Is it mine because I signed up for it? When does the responsibility shift? When does that happen? What level of autonomy do we have to be at for that to happen? So thank you so much for watching, guys, and please like, subscribe, and share to the channel.